everyone, welcome back to the Admission Diaries. I'm Hezran from Prodigii. Today we have incredibly talented guest who is not only a UGRAD alumni but also a self-taught artist, poet, entrepreneur, and a traveler. Let's welcome Sara Kalsum, who will be sharing her inspiring journey from a small town in Pakistan to study at University of Missouri, Columbia. Sara, it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Sara, your journey is exceptional from excelling in debates and national competitions to representing Pakistan with impressive achievements. You've shown incredible drive and talent. Your success, including winning debates, placing second in a major quiz, and earning a 400,000 prize, has inspired many to follow their passion and aim high. You're truly setting a powerful example for future leaders. Let's just dive into the questions, Sara, that everyone wants to hear your story. Can you tell us about your UGRAD experience at the University of Missouri, Columbia?
Yeah, sure. It was a life-changing experience, to say the least. Both personally and professionally, I experienced immense growth in a way that I don't think that I would have without this experience. I made friends from all over the world. My roommate was American. She, was very different than she has very different values than me. She follows a different religion than me. She was brought up in a very different environment than me, and I learned, how to connect with and how to understand people that are so different than me. And I think that really broadened my perspective and made me more open-minded. And professionally, our professors, they were the best. I learned how to love and have passion for what I'm doing, and to be able to do something that I'm passionate about is, I think, very important. And I learned to, learn in a very different environment that made me very flexible and adaptable to, changing environments, and that really added to my professional growth. And also I had to learn how to relearn how to learn, because of the class environment being so different than where I study in my home university in Pakistan. How to use critical thinking and how to, discuss with your peers in your class, and not just, absorbing information. That really is helping me right now as well in my academic journey. And I traveled so much. It was a life-changing journey, an unforgettable one. Truly grateful for it.
Wow, incredible. So as per my understanding, Bannu is a very small town and people there are rather conservative. How did you even make it happen? I mean, what was like growing up at Bannu, and how did you shape your ambition?
Growing up in Bannu, it was a blessing and a limiting thing sometimes. And whatever Bannu was, it felt very normal until I moved to a bigger city. So I say that because we had very little opportunities, very little chances to show our potential and our skill. So the opportunities were very scarce, but that made us very, resourceful, and we didn't take any opportunity slip by. We didn't take it for granted. We, grasped whatever little, chance to prove ourselves. We took it, and that's why I think, I participated in every competition that there was, in from debates to quizzes to paintings to sports sometimes. And so I think that I am grateful for that. It really, shaped me in a lot of ways. But sometimes I think that maybe if I would have, if I was given more chances, but then, the skills that I acquired while being a student in Bannu with, the conservative environment, and you wanted to do so much, but the limitations follow you everywhere. I think without that, I wouldn't be able to, secure UGRAD or have the ambitions that I have right now, and have this passion for helping others to achieve their dreams, and showing them that you can, dream big and achieve all those things while still remaining true to your values, and that your religion or your beliefs or where you come from does not have to limit you, as it has not limited me. And it can be a tool to make you more empowered and more confident.
Right. So how did you get involved in debates and competitions? And what was your proudest moment?
As I said that, whatever little opportunity I would, register my name in it. And about debate competitions, if I tell you that, because I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos, it's very funny, but I'm gonna tell you the correlation. So there was this British YouTuber that I used to watch a lot when I was a kid. Her name was Zoella. She used to do these hauls and the shopping hauls that I really enjoyed. And so I picked up this British accent from there, and that was really like a plus point for me against my competitors in debate competitions. And so, I won at district level, and then at provincial level, and I think I owe it to that YouTube videos. No, but I love to speak up for things that I believe in. I'm very confident in what I believe in is right, and I think that I have this in me to amplify others' voices, and the debate competitions that we had touched on very essential issues, and I liked that side of it, and that's why I delved into it. Painting competition, I love painting, I love art, I love visual arts. These are like ways to express myself. I love writing poetry, I love photography, videography, editing, and so that is how I got into that. I've always enjoyed art. That is how. What was your second question?
Right. So I asked, what was the proudest moment?
Oh, the proudest moment. I don't think I have one like proudest moment, because when you're like in your school, when you're in high school, and you win a debate competition, let's say, and just held in the school, you feel very proud, and you think that you won't be able to accomplish a bigger thing than this, because it feels so big at that time. But then you're in college, and you win like competitions at national level, and you feel like nothing is gonna top that. And then you dream big and bigger and work hard. And I think so. I don't have, one proud moment. I think everything that I've achieved have added value to my life, and I'm just very proud of all those little achievements.
Right. So can you share more about the experience and the national quiz competition on Geo, and what it meant to you?
It meant a big deal to me, because the journey to it, the road to it, was very hard and very rough, because being on TV, flying to Karachi alone without my parents or my family, and me being very young, and me being from a very conservative town, there was a lot of opposition there. A lot of people, relatives and extended family, tried to convince my parents that it was not a good decision to let a young girl leave like that for a competition. It's really going to impact her, corrupt her in a way. It's TV and it's cameras, and there's not always a good notion that comes with that. But my parents, they were, so supportive and encouraging throughout. I remember my brother tearing up for me when I won. And so it was, it made me, this competition made me realize that the importance of support in your life, and if you really want to do something, then nothing should stop you. And when I went there, there was like, we used to shoot, and cameras, and it's, when I was very young and from a place like that, I never saw something like that. And I think that it really helped me, again, be more flexible to changing environments, to challenging environments. And it made me love challenges, because you learn so much when you're in a new place. And I learned a great deal. It was a very proud moment for me, and also for my community, because when I came back, everybody was so supportive, because I think they saw that it did not affect me. It did not, I did nothing that was not according to my values and what I believe in, and I took my values and my roots with me, and I represented girls and I showed them that you can do it, by even if you're even if you come from a place where I came from.
Right. So how has your passion for art, poetry, and videography influenced your entrepreneurial journey with MKWare?
So MKWare is a very, it's my own brand, and as I said, I love challenges, and so I wanted to challenge myself in this non-academic way too. And I wanted to lead and like be the creative director of it, you can say, and put use to my skills that I already have. So I love editing videos, and I love filming, and I love photography, and so I said, why not combine my brand and all of these little interests that I have, and have a great learning experiences out of it.
So what inspired you to start MKWare, and what was your vision for the brand?
It all started ironically, with UGRAD. So when I got selected and I was shopping for this journey, I was so excited to buy, pretty things. And of course, started with abaya shopping and modest wear shopping and hijabs and niqabs, and, getting them in every color possible. But then, I couldn't find modest wear pieces that I felt like were suitable for a girl like me, who's gonna, wear abayas 24/7. Like, apart from just my being in my room, I had to wear modest clothing everywhere, even in my dorm, because it was a co-dorm, and in my class, going out with friends, so everywhere. But then I couldn't find pieces that were comfortable, that were casual, that were not too formal, that were, for somebody who wants to feel confident, but still like blend in that environment, and still it fulfilling the purpose of modesty. And so I started to design, and then I stitched my own abayas. I stitched about like 10 or 12 abayas, and when I wore them and when I used to take pictures of them and I post them, everybody would be like, where did you get the abaya from? And I would be like, I actually designed it. And there I felt like, there's this vacuum, there's this absence of a brand for people like me. This brand, and also because my goal with my brand is to make the girls that choose to wear modest wear feel like valued and seen. And because like when you enter a big mall in Pakistan, even where majority of young women they dress modestly, you don't you see brands like Khadi, you see this like pretty outlets, with like pretty plants hanging and everything. It's like a good vibe, and you feel important when you enter there. But you don't see big abaya shops like that, like modest wear shops like that. So for somebody like me, to feel like valued and seen and my needs met, and so it almost makes me feel sometimes very unimportant, and it's like I'm doing something that I shouldn't do, which is I want to change that for the girls.
Nice. So why did you choose to specialize in comparative religions, and what fascinates you most about this field?
I chose to specialize in comparative religions, but before that I chose to choose Islamic studies as my major for bachelor's, because religion has played a huge role, and it plays a huge role in my life. It has been a guiding way for me, and so I wanted to understand Islam firsthand, and not through learned about it through other sources that may not be authentic. I wanted to know what it was. I wanted to understand it better, to understand it myself, and to understand my community better. And the more I learned about Islam, the more I learned about my community and the way we think, why we think, the way we make decisions, the way I make decisions. There's unconsciously, there's the belief system that we have. And so I realized that it's a very good tool to understand humans, and that is why I chose comparative religions, because I saw it as a way to connect with people that are very different than me, and to understand them, to have meaningful relations and connections with them, and to make this world a better place. I think we need that understanding, and that's why I chose this. And I see religions as a window to the world. So if I study one religion, say Christianity, I see when I'm studying it, I see it as somebody who see the world through their lens. And I think that experience is, I love that experience of seeing the world through somebody else's eyes. It's like you travel almost. It's like it's just I'm afraid I can't put it like into words, but it's just a very nice experience. It's a very learning experience. So yeah, that is why I chose comparative religions.
All right. So how did the UGRAD program help you grow personally and professionally?
Personally, as I said, I made friends, and it really broadened my perspective on it made me appreciate differences. Differences was something that I was very afraid of, because I was in a very not too diverse, I was not brought up in a very diverse environment, with not a lot of different religions and cultures. I was not exposed to that. So UGRAD helped me be in an environment that was so diverse, and with such different religions and ideologies and beliefs, and yet the cooperation and the coexistence, and so it made me really appreciate differences, and made me see the beauty in differences, and it made me realize that it's not something that to be afraid of, but it adds value to our world. And especially having studied the courses that I studied, having studied religion from a very different perspective. For example, I studied this course, Introduction to the Old Testament, from an archaeological point of view. And our professor, she was an actual archaeologist who worked in Palestine. And so that I was like, it was a very different experience learning that, because you reading something and then she brings out what she found at the sites, so it's very like practically you're seeing these things, and it made me fall in love with that way of teaching, and it made me my team management and my a lot of like leadership skills. It improved them a lot, and I acquired skills that is definitely going to help me in my future journey.
Right. So Sara, what advice would you give to students applying for the exchange program like UGRAD, or those pursuing entrepreneurial dreams?
For those that are thinking of applying to UGRAD, just apply. When I applied, I thought that I was not good enough. I thought that, how can I, like, I'm not from, I just studied at a very small school with not a big building. How would I, get in? How would I go to US? It seemed like a dream too big to even dream about. But here I am. I'm an alumnus now, and so I think if I can do it, everybody can do it. And just be confident, and just apply, and don't try to be someone that you're not, because somebody that you are is enough and is interesting enough to be selected for this scholarship. So yeah, trust yourself and be confident.
Absolutely. So what's next for you, Sara? How do you plan to use your skills and experiences to further your career or in passion?
So I am academically, I am gonna pursue my master's, inshallah, after this. I'm thinking of applying to scholarships, for example, like Erasmus, etc. Because I really enjoyed, studying in a very different environment and traveling. I think that, you learn a lot more outside your classroom than inside. And so I would, I'll try to, crack scholarships. And also, with my brand, I would love to, work on it more. If I face challenges, I am, very excited to face challenges, because I'll have a learning experience from that, to try to, manage the finances. I am not good at math at all, but I think that, again, it's a challenge to, the numbers and everything, and I think it's gonna I'm gonna learn a lot with my brand, and so I like to expand that. I'd like to work on it. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey with us, Sara. Your story of resilience, creativity, passion is truly inspiring. I'm sure it's going to motivate a lot of students watching today, from excelling in debates to launching your own brand and pursuing your love for art and learning. You've shown that anything is possible when you follow your passion. Once again, if you've enjoyed this episode of Admission Diaries and want to hear more amazing stories like Sara's, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. We've got more inspiring stories of students making waves across the globe coming your way. Once again, thank you for joining us, and thank you very much, Sara, once again. Take care.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for giving me this platform.
Absolutely. Thank you.